Here with Kon Knueppel, projected top 10 pick in the 2025 NBA Draft. Kon, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. Living the dream.
Appreciate you joining me today. You are indeed living the dream here in Chicago at the Draft Combine. For somebody who doesn't know your game, how would you describe your game to somebody who's never watched Kon Knueppel play?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously like the shooting is probably mentioned first. But I try to do a bit of everything. A little bit on ball, in some ball screen situations. But I'm really just going to fly around the court and give it my all out there. Try to get to every loose ball and then try to hold my own on defense.
I mean, I feel like it's true. Like, obviously, the shooting is your number one trait. The ball handling. You had that game in the tournament. Cooper goes out. You ran, I think, like a season high 8 or 9 pick and rolls with Malawach in that game, and you're creating for him. You're scoring yourself. You're throwing lobs. You're kicking it out. Your pick and roll game, I think, is probably one of the most underrated assets, when it comes to people that just talk about you as a shooter. How would you assess your progress, since high school over your year at Duke as a shot creator?
Yeah, I mean, especially in the ball screens, like I didn't run those very much in high school, even as the point guard my senior year. So I wasn't super familiar with all that. But once we started doing it at Duke, Kaman's a big target, kind of came natural with him. If you're on defense and like there's a guard trying to play the low man, like you're there, but you're not really in position to stop Kaman from catching it. So trying to get it to him as much as I could on those rolls. But also, I'm used to playing with the ball in my hand a ton, and I was glad that I got put in some of those opportunities at Duke.
How much of that improvement was through film study or on-court stuff with, the coaching staff? Like, how would you describe how that improvement occurred?
A lot of it was with the staff. One of our assistants, Coach Dildy, would watch film with me like almost every day before and after practice, and we were on the court working on that stuff every day. If it wasn't like ball screen stuff, it was individual stuff, working on skills, mid-range shooting, stuff like that.
Earlier today, Cooper Flagg had his media roundtable thing, and he said, Kon is just a great all-around person, player, very well-rounded. Anywhere he goes, he's going to be great. He's just so solid in many different ways. He's such a safe pick. There's not really a lot of downside to taking Kon. What's your reaction to what Cooper Flagg said?
That's pretty cool, especially coming from a great player like him. He's a real good dude, great teammate. I'd say the same thing, probably a little bit more about him. He's got unlimited potential, but he's a better person than he's a player, which is saying a lot because he's a really, really good player.
He's an awesome player, and I mean, both of you. I mean, the team was incredible in general. It's just why it was kind of shocking the way the year ended. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure for you, like, obviously you wish the year ended, but was there anything learned in the loss? Do you feel like there's, sometimes when you hit lows in life, you learn something from that? Like, is there anything good that you're taking from the way that season ended?
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, there's lows in life. So it's just a basketball game at the end of the day, but really it's something that you put a lot of time in for a whole year with a bunch of good people. And it was kind of like a job, and it's like something going wrong at your job. And so how do you respond to that? And that's kind of what I've been doing this offseason, just getting better, kind of using that as fuel a little bit. Because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth on your career that way in college.
What kind of things have you been working on in response to that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of individual stuff, obviously. A lot of ball screen stuff like we just talked about, working on my conditioning, getting the best shape I can be, and then just off the bounce shooting, creation, being able to create a little more separation. I think that's something I need to get better at, and then creativity around the rim. I
mean, you mentioned off the dribble creation. I have some stats there. You shot 43% off the catch from three this season, according to Synergy. Mid-range, you shot 16 of 37, 43% on pull-up jumpers. From 3 on pull-ups, only 3 of 21, 14%. Yeah. What is the key to extending your range from mid-range to three-point range off the dribble? What are you working on to improve that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get more comfortable. It's not a shot, like 21 shots in a whole season.
Small sample.
40 games, small sample size. Yeah. Like, I wasn't really comfortable shooting those, to be completely honest. Like, I didn't shoot a ton of them in high school. So I've just got to get reps, got to get better at it, get more comfortable, and I'll get better from there. The mid-range too, I mean, we didn't shoot a lot of mid-range at Duke. I want that to be more of a staple in my game because I think that's a great shot for me.
Don't take a lot of floaters either. Like, was that more of a Duke thing? Just not taking floaters, going more to the rim?
Yeah, we didn't take a lot of non-rim twos. A lot of threes. We wanted in-out threes and layups. But when you're on a great team, like, you're always working to get a great shot, and I think working more on that individual stuff will be good, and I'll be more efficient at those going forward.
With your at rim finishing, you shot 62% at the rim in the half court per synergy, and with you're like 2-foot finishing a lot. Mm-hmm. How would you describe the value of 2-foot finishing for you at the rim?
Yeah, I think it's more valuable in college than it is in the pros. There's less space, more guys in the lane. Obviously, the rules, the size of the lane is different than the pros. So that's why I've been working more on 1-foot finishing creativity here this offseason. More those floater type shots, mid-range shots. But 2 feet finishing is really effective in college basketball. Utilizing your shot fake, your pivots. Something I really try to do this season.
I mean, ultimately, like, there are certain guys like Brunson. Obviously, you're much larger than Brunson, but he still uses 2-foot finishing as a 6'1", 6'2" guard in the NBA. But he's also got the floater. He's also got the fadeaway. Right. He's got everything in the NBA, right?
Absolutely.
So it's about expanding your package. Yeah. That's what you're trying to do right now. I see. And what players would you compare yourself most to?
I try not to compare myself to anybody. I try to watch a lot of different players and take stuff from them. Like, I always say Klay. Like, I love how Klay played, and I would love to play like Klay. Just he's so efficient with his movement. He's shooting the ball the same, even if his feet aren't facing the right way. His shoulders are, and just the way he used to defend when he was younger, before the injuries. And then Jimmy Butler, I say a lot too. Like, I just love how, like, his patient. He's a really good 2-foot finisher as well. He uses his shot fakes in the lane. Those are guys I always watched.
I see. So I'm curious, like, with yourself, like, if you could download a specific move from a player and install it into your game immediately overnight, you suddenly have the move perfected. What would that move be?
I mean, you mentioned Brunson. Like, his like hip swivel. Like, he just does the hip swivel post all the time, and he gets into that fade. He gets into the fake fade up and under. Probably that one, because that one's sick.
Okay, it's awesome. Now you get the Knicks potentially in the conference finals in all likelihood. Sadly for Boston, with Tatum out. But Knicks Pacers, it's looking like. How much of the playoffs have you watched this year?
Quite a bit. Try to watch every game. Those second games are late sometimes. I get tired, so I go to sleep sometimes. But I've been trying to catch as many as I can. I went to two Bucks Pacers playoff games in person in Milwaukee, so that was cool to see it live.
Did you grow up a Bucks fan?
I did, yeah.
I see. And obviously now you're not going to be a fan of anybody.
Right. Yep.
Who were some of your favorite Bucks players growing up when you were a younger kid?
Well, my dad loves Michael Redd.
Oh yeah,
because Michael Redd was always the only good thing we had going. But Chris Middleton was a staple growing up, and then obviously Giannis. Giannis is all Milwaukee, and we love him, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. We will see exactly. I'm sure your family, there's going to be Bucks fans there. No, they don't want him to be traded, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Bucks. Maybe they can pull off some surprising moves, or maybe Giannis decides to stay. Who really knows?
Who knows?
We'll see about that. How would you describe yourself in 3 words as a person?
As a person? Man. 3 words. I'd say humble. Humility is big for me. I'd say chill. Like, I'm not trying to go out and do a bunch of stuff when I have free time. I want to relax. And then I'd say grateful. I feel like I have pretty good perspective about all the cool stuff I get to do. And so I just cherish all the stuff I get to do, even if it's a little hectic like this week at the combine or whatever else is going on.
What's your biggest motivator for success?
I think so. I was raised in a Christian family, and I think faith is really important to us. So I think my biggest motivator is I feel like it was my gift to play hoops, and I guess now to do it at the highest level. So just letting my light shine through that, and do the best I can do, because it's the gift I've been given. So I think that's the big motivator for me.
It's like putting your all into it to fulfill whatever it is that you will be in life, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, I feel like you're definitely on that path right now. You're here in Chicago. You're definitely, top 10 pick, maybe who knows, could be top 5 pick. We'll see how things continue to go. And like, you've had an amazing career so far. What has been the most memorable moment for you so far in your basketball playing career?
I'd say senior year, we went undefeated, won the state championship in Wisconsin. That was big time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Doing it with my brother, my cousin, and all my friends, and then doing it in front of the whole school in the Kohl Center in Madison. That was big time. I mean, then making a Final Four is pretty special too. Beating Alabama and that game in Newark was a real special feeling, considering they lost in the Elite Eight. Duke lost in the Elite Eight last year. So being able to come through and rewrite that wrong.
What do you remember as your first encounter with basketball?
Man, both my parents played, so they loved hoops.
It's probably baby pictures of you with a ball in your hands, right?
Probably. Yeah. The first thing I remember though is kind of getting those. We got mini hoops, like full court mini hoops in our playroom. Like you play back and forth, but playing on those by myself.
That's pretty good. I mean, like, so you have a basketball family then. Really, yeah. Everybody plays the game. Everybody loves the game. That must be pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's really important to us. Kind of something that all brings us together. Even my extended family is a bunch of hoopers as well. So it's pretty sweet. Those holidays and those things, a lot of pickup games, those get competitive.
Do you have like a group chat with friends or family, or even multiple chats where you guys are talking about the playoff games and whatnot?
Not playoff games. Unfortunately, some of my family doesn't have the ball knowledge that I do. Mm-hmm. I would say so. My mom is not particularly keeping up with the NBA, nor my father. But yeah, definitely in some other group chats with buddies.
They're keeping up with the Knueppels.
Yes. Yeah. Trying to make sure the family stays all right.
What it was, it's like keeping up with the Kardashians, keeping up with the Knueppels. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe have a reality TV show.
Hopefully not.
I can't imagine it, but you never know. Maybe you'll end up with the Lakers someday in the future, and it'll happen. Yeah. But LA. But it is kind of cool you guys have that together. And I mean, you say don't text with them in the group chat about ball necessarily, but what have you thought about these playoffs so far? Because it feels like, to me, most physical playoffs I've seen ever, really. Yeah,
no, it's great. The physicality is awesome. It's crazy how different it is in the regular season. Like remember watching a game, it was like the Cavs and the Nuggets. I'm like, this is two really, really good basketball teams, obviously. And it's just not as physical, not as intense. But now, man, it's such good television. It's so good to watch. All these guys are playing so hard. I think about like Josh Hart, like he's just flying all over the court. All their series have been fun to watch. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I know. I think like the NBA can't let it be 82 games of this.
Yeah,
but
it can't be.
But man, like it's just on another level. I'm having more fun watching basketball. I love basketball. But like, it just makes the regular season feel more like, yeah, this is fun. This is for entertainment. But like, these are like wars on the court between these teams right now. And it's just on another level.
And the best thing about the playoffs too, it's every night. Mm-hmm. It's every night for however many nights. Yeah, it's great.
It's crazy. From really mid-April, really early April with like some of the close games at the end of the season, then the play-in. But like, it's 3 months of just nonstop action. Some random questions for you.
Okay.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Probably flight. I think flight's that'd be sweet.
I mean, we're in the 30th floor.
Yeah, just jump out here and soar out. Yeah, definitely that.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Some people have said teleportation or invisibility, but you want the feeling of flying. Yeah,
I don't think flying is like the most overpowered ability, but it would I feel like cool. The coolest.
I think it would be pretty. Could you like take off like Superman style from the ground? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Sweet. What's your weirdest habit?
I set like too many alarms. So whenever I got something going on, I set an alarm, and I don't really label them too often either. So I kind of forget what they're supposed to be.
What was this one for? Interview?
Yeah, like this whole week I've just been setting alarms. It's probably just should have a better memory about when I got to do stuff, but it's safe.
I think in the iPhone they need the label within the clock alarm system. Like I think you can set the alarm in there, but there's no label, right?
You can label.
Yeah,
okay,
you can label in there.
Yeah.
Does your alarm ever go quiet? Because I've had my alarms go off and it doesn't make noise.
Yeah, sometimes it just does the little buzz,
the vibration.
Yeah,
but I don't get my noise.
That happens. That is annoying.
Very annoying. That I don't know how that happens, but it does. Is there any music you listen to that would surprise some people?
I don't know if it would surprise anybody, but like my parents are big into like 80s soft rock. That's where they come from. So I listen to a bunch of that.
Okay.
Or some like 90s grunge and that stuff's good. But I mean, I'm a big country music guy.
Okay.
I don't know if any of that would surprise anybody.
Any favorite country artists?
Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out a new album here in a couple days.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, you must be fired up for that. You're gonna be listening to it here in Chicago in your hotel.
Too many songs though. 36. It's gonna be
36 songs.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Has he released like 7 singles already, and still the whole album is still not released?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes artists release too many singles. I want to be surprised.
Yeah, right.
With the whole album. I'm an album guy, not a singles guy, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're an album guy as well. How about bands like that are album bands, like a Pink Floyd, where it's like listen from start to finish? You into them at all? Anybody like that?
Not really.
No? Okay. Well, that would have surprised me if you said yes.
Yeah,
it would have made me very happy. I would have raised you on my big board a couple spots if you said you like Pink Floyd. But now I can't do that, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Let's say you're on the court, you're down 2 points, and your team needs a bucket. There's 7 seconds on the clock. Who are your 4 teammates you're drafting, past or present?
All time.
All time. And you guys need a bucket. Down 2, 7 seconds remaining.
Jordan, Larry Bird, Durant, and Kareem. A little skyhook.
I'd be surprised if you guys aren't scoring.
Yeah, I think we're going to score. I'm going to sit in the corner.
You're a floor spacer right there, right?
Maybe a little Jordan drives and a little Steve Kerr.
I mean, he passes it out to Kerr sometimes, right? You never know. That could work. What do you do besides basketball? What are your interests? You said chilling earlier. What does chilling mean?
Yeah, I mean, just hanging with my family, doing whatever. Like, if we have time together as a family, which is not very often because we're all running around practice and tournaments and stuff. But definitely, like, watching a movie together as a family is one of my favorite pastimes. Going up north to Door County in Wisconsin is a great time. We're on the beach right on Lake Michigan. It's great. Or just like hanging with my buddies playing cards, a little poker maybe, or we go to like a little mini golf. For whatever reason, we're into miniature golf.
I haven't played mini golf in a minute. It's fun.
It's so fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty simple. I don't have a whole lot. Whenever I have some free time, I just want to spend it with the people I love to be around.
What do you love most about the game of basketball?
Man, I just love to compete. I think first and foremost, like, I just love getting out there, and even when I was young, trying to test myself and always wanting to win. I think that's something it's really drawn me to basketball. But also I love like just getting in the gym and by yourself, like that feeling. I'm getting shots up, or I'm getting better. I'm going game speed, working on my game. I love that process which not a lot of people have, and I don't know. I just really enjoy that part of basketball as well.
Con, I have a feeling in 10 or 15 years, you're still going to be thriving in the NBA. You just got one of those types of games, man. It's like Cooper said with that quote. He's just solid in so many different ways, man. And I'm excited to watch you develop in the NBA, and I really appreciate you joining me on today's show, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Con. Appreciate it.